The first question is, are you in a new relationship? And I to you guys and say that, hey, because I do YouTube, I'm able to buy myself ish. Let me just end there. But with my 11 Pro, all I did was just and tell us about some lessons you've learned along the way. Please, I'm living it, I'm loving it. Go for it by all means. But I can't say I've been perfect at it because I did fail the thing that they were offering. I feel like, so if you want to pursue the 9-to-5 life. Hey guys, I hope you guys can see me clearly. I've been trying to find the perfect angle where I can place you guys to film this little Q&A video while I'm at the mall. So random, I just decided because I was watching a Get Ready With Me. One of my all-time favorite YouTubers now goes by Aliyah, but if you're an OG, you know her as Leah Lee, was filming a Get Ready With Me while she was like a little Q&A, and I realized that I haven't done a Q&A on YouTube in a very long time, so I'm like, why not? I'm on my way to brunch. I'm going to get breakfast at Le Petit Paris. I'm going to try it out with a friend of mine, and I just feel like, why not just film a little Q&A before I go? Funny story, I'm from buying this top in Mr. Price. Like, I had this outfit vision in my head that I really wanted to bring to life, and I knew the exact top to buy. It's actually a gym top, or it was in the gym section rather than in like the normal clothing sections, and it's like a little cute crop top. I just really wanted a white. I realized that I don't have short sleeved white crop tops. I have like sleeveless ones that I don't have anything short sleeve that I can wear like out. I said the ones that are now pajamas. So I was like, yeah, why not? I'm trying to see if I can balance out the light a little bit. I hope my camera settings are perfect because you guys did remember about my quality in my previous video, and the quality was like so good, right? I know it was. So I really hope that this video also has the same quality as that one. I hope it's not too saturated because that's the last thing we want to happen right now. But happy Youth Day. It is Youth Day and the time is currently 10:15, so I just want to film this video like right quick before going for breakfast, and then yeah, edit it and post it for you guys. I've been enjoying like doing these little like videos where we just sit and talk as opposed to actually vlogging what I'm doing, for obvious reasons I explained in my previous video. So let's get into this Q&A session. I asked you guys to ask me some questions on IG, which I haven't done in a very long time, which is crazy because I don't know, I haven't done a Q tag on IG in such a long time. The initial reason was because you guys used to get in my business so much, and I was like, no, there's no way I should be letting you guys in my life like that. But I've missed interacting with you guys on that kind of personal level, so I'm like, why not give the girlies and the guys something to watch? So let me just go and look at the questions. And if I put this Q tag like 10-20 minutes ago, like right before I left home, so if I don't answer your question, chances are I just didn't see it while I was filming the video, because I'm literally filming the video like 10 minutes after putting the Q tag on my story. So it's not that I was ignoring you, you just may have put the question later than I had initially put the question tag, if that makes sense. So the first question was starting with a bang. The first question is, are you in a new relationship? And the answer is no. I've just been enjoying yes, I have been going on dates. I have been exploring what dating actually is in my 20s, because this is something that I never really got to experience, because right from finishing high school I jumped into what was a 4-year relationship, so I never really got to experience like the dating scene and like what it's like to have a man tell you like, get ready at like 5 o'clock, I'm gonna take you on a date and all of that kind of stuff. So I never really got to experience dating before actually being in a committed relationship. So I have been going on dates, I'm not in a relationship as we speak right now. So I know you guys have questions, because obviously you guys must have seen my Valentine's yada yada on my stories. So yeah, just know that your girl's enjoying her life right now. The next question is, how much did you save up before moving out? That's a really interesting question. So I'll be very frank and honest with you guys. My dad played a very huge role in my move out. I didn't just move out abruptly. It wasn't something that I just woke up and decided to do, because if you guys remember last year when I did film a video talking about my last like life after uni, next steps, like I'm holding a mic, hey, next steps like moving to Lusaka and all that kind of stuff. My parents and I had already had the discussion that I was going to have to leave home because I got the job in Lusaka and my parents live in Kitwe. I remember someone asked me, was it last year, like, what made you move out at such a young age? And it's my job. Like, I got the job in Lusaka, guys. I needed to make money, and I'm one person who's willing to jump in the fire. So initially when I came, I was living with my aunt, but then I eventually transitioned into getting my own apartment because I just felt like, or rather my parents and I felt that was the right next step in like me settling down and getting into adulthood. So in terms of saving up, I won't lie to you guys, because I moved out after I started working, what financed a lot of my purchases was my parents and my salary. So at the time of me moving out, I was already getting a paycheck at the end of the month. So it's not like I sat down and said, okay, I'm going to save up 500,000 kwacha to do A, B, C, and D. No, I wanted to move out before getting before actually starting work, which was in June last year. Well, that's when the conversation started, rather. But the actual move out only happened in November last year, and I had been working for about 4 or 5 months. So, of course, my money had been accumulating. So you can have a picture of how much money I had been accumulating. Of course, I'm not going to tell you guys my salary, but of course, on top of that, business, and then my parents also. So I had a lot of support, in short, with moving out. So I feel like for anyone who wants to move out, of course, we're all blessed differently, and I don't take it for granted, because for me, my parents played a very huge role in my moving into my apartment. But I do have advice, like if you do want to move out, I would highly recommend you only do so. Of course, there are other factors, because some people move out for the sake of their mental health, other people move out because they feel like they'd be better off like a home, in their own space, as opposed to like where they're currently living. So my biggest advice to you would basically just move out when you have a defined stream of income, because of course you can have support from family and friends, but certain expenses like groceries, hair, nails, day-to-day things that you won't always have the luxury of asking your parents or your guardians for. And I think honestly right now I'm really blessed to even still have my parents supporting me financially, because there's certain things that I can't afford right now, but my parents are like, no, we can get this for you, and that kind of thing. So I really do appreciate them for that. So if you do want to move out, I would highly suggest you only do so when you have a defined stream of income, because even if your parents help you with the initial deposit and they help you with rent, there's certain things like groceries that you need to buy, even taking yourself out, like what I'm going to do today. So it's not something that I feel like you should decide to do abruptly or without a proper financial plan. If you have no stream of income, I don't think it should be something you shouldn't be thinking about doing, because how are you going to finance your life going forward? Because there's bills, there's electricity, there's water, so all of those things have to be paid for. Garbage, the gardener outside, garbage collection, that kind of thing. So yeah, this one's actually a nice question. How have you managed to push with ACCA? I'm struggling to finish skills. Girl, it took me how many years? It took me 3 years to finish skills. I started doing skills in 2021 July, and I only passed my last skills paper last year in September. So it took me a good 3 years to finally finish skills. And of course, it's not something that I feel like is talked about much with ACCA, because I feel like even if you go on LinkedIn, everybody on LinkedIn, or most people rather, only go and talk about their wins. That's why I really can't wait to finish ACCA so that I can just do a proper LinkedIn post to explain like it's okay even if you're struggling. But I think for me, what really kept me going is my dad, because my dad's an ACCA fellow, so he understands like the difficulty with ACCA and like how crazy it is to finish. So he's been a really great mentor. Even today he's a really great mentor. But I think also on top of having some like support system, I think even just having the ability to get back up even when you do get those marginal fails. I know it's really not nice getting 49. I don't know how many times I've gotten 49 because our pass mark is 50. You just have to like pick yourself back up and keep going, because unfortunately you need to finish ACCA. At one point I had to give up and actually quit and start doing an academic degree, but then I realized like when I do, because right now what I have, because I have finished skills, I have what is equivalent to someone who has done a bachelor's degree in accounting and finance or a similar field basically. So what I'm now fighting for is master's degree level. That's why I'm giving myself grace, because I may be finishing later than I had expected, or later than a lot of my peers. Not even a lot, because not a lot of people have even finished SCA, but it's still something to be happy about, because I am pushing for a master's degree at 21 years old. So there's that. So I think the best advice I can give you, just try again. Utilize the ACCA study hub. That really helps me a lot, especially like the next question actually is, let me just go to the next question. Next question actually is and how are you navigating work and school? I'm also an audit associate doing ACCA. So the best thing I can tell you is utilize ACCA study hub, because I saw something. So right now I'm looking at myself in the screen, but I want to be looking at you guys direct in the eyes, which is difficult. I like admiring myself and making sure that I'm looking nice on camera. So if I keep on looking at myself and not at the viewfinder, just allow it. But navigating work and school, I think, is just finding a balance between prioritizing academics and prioritizing what you have to do at work. So for me, the way my typical, what can I say, routine looks like when I have an exam coming up, I like to set aside maybe during the week 2-3 hours to study, like extensive studying, and then over the weekend 6-7 hours, which is ideal, but it never happens like that, because if you know, working in an audit firm is very demanding. So the only free time I might get would be if my supervisor is out of the office, or at lunchtime, or after hours. But then sometimes after hours I'm still devoting that time to finishing up my audit work. So it's a very haphazard thing. I can't say I've been perfect at it, because I did fail the paper that I wrote in December. So I can't say, yeah, the space ran out on my SD card as usual because I talk a lot. But like I was saying, I can't say I've been perfect at navigating both school and work, but I've been trying my best to make sure that I keep my priorities in check, and always, even if it's 10 minutes a day, it does go a very long way. As opposed to not studying at all, if that makes sense. So I think even utilizing the study hub, because the study hub is online, so and if you're working, you constantly have access to the internet. So it's not really an excuse to say, but I don't have time to study, because if you can go to Pinterest or IG, you can go to the study hub. So it's finding time in between those little pockets when you're not really too busy with work to study, which I think have been helping me the most. And then of course I do take study leave 2 weeks before I write my papers from work, just to allow myself to study without constantly having to check my Outlook for emails and stuff like that. So yeah, the next question is your favorite Bible verse that keeps you moving. So right now, actually, I have been changing a lot, because I'm going to a point in my life where so many Bible verses speak to different, whether it's minutes, hours, or days in my life. But I think currently I can talk about, should be Job 22 verses 28, which is actually on my bio. So if you follow me on Instagram, it's actually on my bio. Let me just read this one. Job 22:28, which is really crazy, because growing up I used to be scared of the book of Job, because I used to feel like reading the book of Job is like manifesting what Job went through in my life, which kind of low-key happens, because we always go through issues, right? Job 22 verse 28, which says, you will succeed in whatever you choose to do, and light will shine on the road ahead of you. But I think this would make a lot more sense if you read either the whole book or this whole chapter to understand the full context. But basically it's just a reminder that whatever I choose to do, I will succeed. I may fail. I have failed so many times. A lot of things, business, friendships, relationships, I've failed so many times. But I think it's just that little reminder, like, okay, no matter what life is looking like, you will succeed at some point. So it just kind of keeps you going, even with ACCA, because I feel with ACCA, the exams, this course is built different. I remember having a conversation with a couple of my friends last weekend, and we were like, it's funny, because other exams, guys, you can even be laughing before the paper. ACCA, it's like when you're going to write, I don't know whether I can say it's the nerves or it's just a whole different environment, whatever. ACCA is just its own breed. Like those exams, I don't know whether it's because we pay so much money for them, or because they're computer based, or because I don't understand. But it's like, when preparing for an ACCA exam, it's not just about studying to have the knowledge, but it's also about knowing how to write and also being in the right mindset. Because guys, I kid you not, there would be times when I would either have an argument with somebody and my mood would be so messed up that it would actually affect me when I'm writing the exam. Like, that's how the exams are just built different. But that's the current verse that keeps me going. Another one I can sort of mention would be Psalms 23, which is, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Another one that I can also talk about is 2 Chronicles 15 verse 7, which is the work of my hands will be blessed, just paraphrasing it. So a couple of those, just to kind of remind me that whatever I'm doing is actually making sense. But also, like, if you guys know remember my headboard above my bed in my room, which is what is it? Have faith, something about having faith over fear, something like how can I forget? I look at that thing every morning. Let your faith be bigger than your fear, basically. Yes. Okay, next questions are coming in as I'm filming, which is good. The next one is, would you collaborate with a makeup artist for my next event? Honestly speaking, yes. Makeup is something I actually want to get into doing this year, because I don't know how to do my own makeup. I used to do makeup quite a lot during quarantine before I fixed my skin. So once my skin started looking like this, I don't really feel the need to do makeup, because I always get my lashes done and I always have my lip comb, my hair is always done. But I do, plus my brows have been micro shaded, so I don't necessarily feel the need to wear makeup, but I think it would be really nice, honestly. This is from Garmented Official. I don't know if this is a makeup page. Let me just check their IG. Garmented Official. Okay, it just says design and fashion. I don't know if you're a makeup artist or not, but if you are a makeup artist and want to collaborate with me, why not, guys? Like, it's 2025, let's do something. But I do want to learn how to do my own makeup. I want to get a few products when I do get paid, from like Shodo and what's the other one? The other makeup store, Kaya. But yeah, I want to start getting like a few things, you know, like concealer, contour. I've been asking my friends who know how to do makeup, like what I need to buy, and the first thing that they told me was like invest in a good foundation and contour, as well as a good setting spray or setting powder. And then lip combo wise, I already have it in the bag. I don't need lashes because I go to my lash tech for my lashes. Someone asked me what lashes that these are. Russian volumes. The Russian, what's this? Oh, just hold on, guys. Yeah, so actually someone just commented on my video saying, can the light focus on my face, please? Someone's commented on my video saying, you can pivot and tell us about some lessons you've learned along the way instead of vlogs, since you said you'll be vlogging less, which is actually what I want to start doing, because I feel like I want to get into the era of speaking with you guys on a more personal level about like life lessons, as opposed to just showing you guys like what I'm cooking, what I'm eating, what I'm wearing, because I'm trying to make this channel, like, I want when you guys watch my content, you don't just get influenced to do things like go out to eat, which is a nice topic that Leah spoke about in her video. She's like, no shade to content creators and influencers that do this, but I feel like nowadays content has become so shallow or centered around what I'm buying, what I'm wearing, that we are not setting a proper standard for the people that are coming after us, like the younger generation. Because I kid you not, like, I think I myself, because I grew up in a household with I can't really say a really strict mom, but my mom, like, God bless her, she raised us really, really well. And I see this when I look at other people also, like, you guys, your parents didn't do a good job. No offense, but some of the people that I've interacted with, like, how did you grow up in your homes? But because of how I was raised, I feel that really set a precedent for how I navigate life, even with all of these opinions from social media. So I feel as content creators, we need to do a better job with like portraying something that someone who is 10, 11, 12, 13 would look at and say, damn, I actually want to pursue a career, I want to make money, I want to do ABC and D. And something Lily spoke about in her video also, which really like made a lot of sense, because she was like, you know, nowadays we are romanticizing not needing to go to school, not needing to get a degree, not needing to go for work. And honestly speaking, guys, if you're watching this video right now, pay attention to school, like get your degrees, whether you're going to go to a college or university, whether even just going to learn how to do a skill, like if you're going to go and become a certified lash tech, a nail tech, a hairdresser, like just invest in yourself and what you can do to make money. Because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and say that you can become a millionaire of creating content alone, because creating content alone, the way I do, like with YouTube, yes, YouTube does pay me some money, but it's not much compared to what I'm able to make from my business, from work. And of course, I think it also goes to show, because of we're in Zambia, so of course our demographics here are not the same as the US, South Africa, because that side they are actually monetized, so they do make quite a lot of money from YouTube videos alone. But most content creators, most influencers make their money from collaborations with brands like Yango, MTN, Fanta. So you can have 100k followers on Instagram or subscribers on YouTube, but the money you'll be making from the apps themselves isn't much. But if you have good connections with these brands, like your faves are always collaborating with these brands, that's how they're able to make a bag of social media. But if it's something that you feel like, and I'm very transparent, because even at my upcoming event next month, I know people are going to ask, like, how do we get monetized in Zambia? How do we like make money of social media and whatnot? And I'll tell you guys point blank period, it takes a lot of work to get to a point where brands are willing to pay you so much just for you to advertise a product or service on your page. It takes a lot, and I feel like unless it's something that you genuinely want to do, or that you genuinely see yourself doing for the long term, not just because you want to become famous or go viral, putting in the work is worth it. Because despite the fact that I haven't done a proper collaboration, like where a brand approaches me, I have said no to multiple this year. Like so many brands approached me this year and I had to refuse, because the money that they were offering, I feel like wasn't, compared to what I'm worth, I feel like it wasn't worth it, honestly. So I have said no to multiple brand deals, I have said no to multiple collaborations. Also because of my personal morals, I wouldn't say yes to collaborating with certain brands, because that's not the picture I'm trying to depict on my social media. So in terms of making money, you can make some really good money from social media, being a content creator and influencer. But I feel like many other times, and I hate to say this, but I'll be very honest with you, a lot of content creators, the reason why they go viral is because they already come from well-to-do homes that enable them to go to all of these nice places that they start vlogging about. And I'm going to speak as an example. I don't come from a rich family, but my parents were comfortable enough to allow us to experience things like traveling, going out to eat and stuff like that. So it's because of that financial cushion, that a lot of your faves are able to say, spend a day with me, let's go do my hair and I'll pay 1,000 kwacha, right? Because they already come from a home where they are able to do that on a day-to-day basis, so they now make content off of that. What I don't appreciate is then using the fact that you're already financially well-to-do and saying content creation has made me rich, when in reality you just have a rich father. You get, and please, I'm not going to don't cancel me, but I'm just going to spit facts. 99% of the times as content creators, if I say, guys, I'm traveling, I'm not going to lie to you guys and say that YouTube is what paid for my air ticket when I went to London in 2023. No, my parent, so it's like, you see, when you come from a well-to-do family and you're able to do certain things, let's not lie and say that's the reason, that's the money I make from social media, that's what allows me to do A, B, C, and D. Because yes, I have made some pretty good money from social media, but I wouldn't come to you guys and lie to you guys and say that, hey, because I do YouTube, I'm able to buy myself let me just end there. But in short, don't let your favorite content creators or influencers influence you into thinking that if you become a full-time social media person, you will succeed in life. Because I kid you not, they are not just doing social media. Most of the times we are entrepreneurs, guys. You're either, aside promoting yourself as a personal brand, even just working with 10 brands at a go is a lot of work. So it's not like we just sit and say like, oh my god, yeah, I'm famous. I don't even think I'm famous, please. I'm well to do, so I'm making money on social media. No. So if you want to pursue the 9-to-5 life. Please, I'm living it, I'm loving it, go for it by all means. But the last thing I want is, if you're 16, 15 thinking when I finish school I want to buy a camera, by all means buy a camera, but be in your bag too academically, because my dear, knowledge is something that no one can take away from you. My camera right now can die, my YouTube channel can get blocked, my Instagram can get deactivated, and I won't have these followers, but I will still be able to go for work on Monday and I'll get it at the end of the month. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's the tea. Okay, I need to go because I've been called asking where I am. Let me just see if there's any other question. Yeah, so the last one I'm going to answer is, hey love. I'll probably do maybe like a part 2 or like at a later stage or something if I don't answer all the questions. But hey Z, love you too. Are there specific camera settings you use for your pictures? No, I take my pictures on my iPhone 11 Pro. I just use Vivid and clean the lens when I'm taking my pictures. That's it. Of course, ensuring that the settings, the lighting around me is good, but I don't have like, oh my god, exposure. No, I'm not that, I don't have that kind of time, okay? And I think it also helps to just look good, because it just look good either way. Because like even that I took on Women's Day last weekend, with my 11 Pro, all I did was just tell the person taking my pictures to angle the channel nicely so that the light did me properly, you know? So yeah, anyways, this was fun. I haven't filmed a video like this in a long time, so I'll be doing more of these as per the suggestion that I also got on my YouTube channel. So let me head out now and go for my brunch. We're going to Le Petit Paris. I saw it on Instagram. I saw it on East Park, actually, at East Park, and I was like, I want to try this restaurant out to eat and whatnot. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. I love you guys so much and hope you guys enjoy your youth day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Mwah.